heard from God when He wanted you to be a pastor, when you were running towards Him, making space with Him the priority in your life? But now you are so busy. Your to-do list keeps getting longer. It seems like everyone needs something from you. You still manage to spend time with God, but it's for things like preparing sermons, praying for others, and seeking His will for your church. You do talk about God and research in His Word, often telling others about Him. But the truth is, your private time with Him is for everyone else and not yourself. Now let's get back to connecting with Him for you and your personal relationship. Find the full transcript for this episode and more resources for pastors at pastoringfromwholeness.com/4. You are listening to Pastoring from Wholeness with your host, Reese Long, helping pastors like you address burnout, make family and self-care sacred, and manage time so you can lead from a place of wholeness. You're a pastor and you love to tell others about God and His love. But do you take the time out of your busy schedule to just rest in His presence like you used to? I know what you're thinking. I'm a pastor, of course I spend plenty of time with God. Believe me, I know this about you. But I'm talking about for yourself, listening to what He's wanting you to know. He might be telling you things like, scale back, rest more, honor the Sabbath, or being bivocational was what I wanted for you, but now it's time to start transitioning into full-time ministry. Prioritize your marriage and take some intentional steps. Maybe you don't want to hear these things from Him, and staying busy is your excuse not to change. Experience has shown me that life gets busy, schedules get filled up, and you can feel like you spend a lot of time with God because of the work you do and conversations you have all day. You are in the Word preparing sermons and could easily count this as getting closer to God. Take a step back and evaluate your personal time with Him. You may be thinking, I know this. I preach it to others. I am the pastor. Of course I spend plenty of time with God. I don't know your personal schedule, but I do work with pastors like you, and I often learn their schedules are taking charge, and their relationship with God suffers. Most are not spending the quality time with Him like they really want. I also know how God's math works. Being with Him for yourself can give you a boost of energy or clarity. He may show you something you haven't been asking Him about. Maybe you could change it up. Try something new when you're with God. You may start taking 5 to 10 minutes out of your day to meditate on a single scripture or write down a personal prayer. Maybe listen to God without doing all the talking. I am not a pastor, but I spend a lot of time with God. I enjoy the daily habits of reading my Bible, doing devotional, and praying for myself and others. Last year, I was challenged to start meditating on Scripture. This new habit of meditating on one small part of Scripture allowed God to speak into my life in a new way. It was a game changer for my relationship with God. I started with Psalms 23. I would find myself thinking about the words while having lunch alone or standing in line at the grocery store. I would think about it during the slow parts of my day instead of reaching for my phone. I thought I would grow tired of this scripture, but God kept showing me new things through this small discipline. He really blessed me through this new habit by showing up in my life all day long. It often slowed down my busy day, encouraged me to look more closely at a beautiful sky, or see someone in line next to me God wanted me to help. If this isn't part of your daily life, I would highly recommend it. As someone who is always taking care of others, start taking care of yourself Remember, even Jesus wasn't too busy to be alone with God. And it wasn't always for others. It was for himself, too. Allow God to show you where he wants you to change, slow down, or spend more of your time. May you pastor from wholeness. Thanks for tuning into Pastoring from Wholeness. Please leave a review about this show and share this podcast with other pastors. Learn more about how I help pastors address burnout at pastoringfromwholeness.com.